Let's look at adding materials to the catalog. We're going to start by looking at how titles are imported from various jobbers such as Bound to Stay Bound or Follett or something like that. You click on Import Titles. Now you have to make a decision on how you want these records brought in from your jobber to your catalog, whether you're going to use a strict method in which different ISBN numbers will have different records, or if you want a relaxed method in which you might have the same title which has different ISBN numbers because of the type of binding or something like that. But they would fall, each of those titles would fall under the same record. So that's the difference between strict and relaxed. Then you'll have to decide whether you want the record replaced, or if you think that your record is going to be better, so you always want to skip the incoming record, or if you always want the incoming record added regardless. Next, under copy matching, you have three choices of skipping the incoming copy if the barcode matches an existing copy, replacing the existing copy with the incoming copy if the barcode and title match, or always adding the incoming copy and assigning it the next barcode. Finally, down here below is the actual process of the importing. To do this, you have to browse to locate the file. Now, generally a jobber will send you an email with the file attached, or perhaps a disk which contains the files with the records included. So you'll have to locate those files. So let's browse. I set up an example, just a fake one here, and you'll have to open that. You can see right here the file's been opened. Then you can have the option to preview bringing in that record. So we're going to click on Preview. Here you can see there's an import preview. This indicates that the preview didn't work because it's not an actual file showing books, but let's take a look down here below where we have an actual example. Now here you can see we have 12 books that were brought to the library. We have duplicate titles that were considered to be the existing records in the catalog were considered to be better than the incoming, and we have 3 titles in which the records were actually replaced, and it indicates here for us when that happens. Right, here's one, and here's one. So we have 3 of those titles and 9 in which the existing record was better. So that is what that will look like for you. So that is the process. After you view the record, you'll have to click on Import, and then the record will be imported. In this case, the record had previously been imported, so that's why you don't see that option. If we viewed this one, here you can see where I would click on Import if this was a file that we wanted. Okay, and I'm going to delete both of those because these were just examples. Okay, now we're going to look at how you would add a title for a single title, maybe a donation to the library or something. Let's look at a book. You first make your choice of the type of material from the drop down here. Let's go with book. You choose which is the best selection type of search that you're going to do to try to locate similar titles, and I'm going to type in a title of a book that I've practiced on. And now we're going to do a search. What this does is it searches the district catalog and other catalogs to see if there are matching titles. This indicator right here tells you that that is a book in the district. This is a record for that book. This indicator here indicates it's a record for this title that would be available to copy should you choose that. Now, there's multiple ones to look at, and the book that I actually purchased or am using as the example is this book right here. You check the ISBN, you look for the best match. I think this one might be it, so let's look at the details. You would want to check the ISBN, and in this case we find out that there is actually one of these copies in the library, so it's always best to try to go with the similar record. So in order to add another one of these copies to the library, you would click on Add Copy. By doing this, it brings it up the screen where you can enter the barcode for the new book. You can enter the call number for the new book using the last name of the author, the purchase price, shows when the item was purchased, and you can include other information down below here if you choose. After doing that, what you would have to do is you'd have to click on Save Copies in order to save that title. Now let's go back and take a look. Should have gone back one more screen. At a different type of material. Let's look at equipment. So again, under the With drop down, you would choose the best selection. Since there's not going to be ISBN or author or anything, we just go with subject, and let's type in HP printer and do a search. In this case, we have a printer that's come up. Now, it's possible that this might not be the exact printer you would want, but you could look at the details and you could add a copy, and then you could simply, that would allow you to enter the barcode, the price, and all those things, and make adjustments to that file or that record to match your actual item. And it's simpler to do that rather than, and you'd have to save, simpler to do that rather than starting from scratch. If you don't like the looks of this, you could go back to search, and here if you want to choose, you can, if nothing seems to match at all, you can click on Add an Item. If you do this, you'll have a lot more fields to fill in, and it's nice to be consistent. That's why it's sometimes simpler to add a copy and make adjustments, because I might not remember what fields were filled in for all these different things, and especially when it relates to equipment, the way the district's Destiny is set up, it doesn't give us good options on how the presets were done for equipment rather than books. It all looks like books. So to me, it seems easier simply to go with adding a copy and adjusting the details using edit, and then we can edit. We can use change it through the Mark editor, or simply go in and change fields on Easy Editor. And finally, you would have to make sure that you would save the title. So that is how you would add both a book and equipment type things individually or on a more manual basis.